my dear friends. Imagine waking up one morning and realizing that the silent force sleeping at the base of your spine has begun to stir, a force so ancient, so powerful, that sages have said it can transform an ordinary human life into a divine journey of awakening. What if the strange inner shifts you've been feeling, the sudden bursts of intuition, the deep emotions that come out of nowhere, or the moments when you feel connected to something far greater than yourself, are not random at all? What if they are signs that a sacred energy within you is beginning to awaken? Many spiritual masters have spoken about this mysterious power, the dormant spiritual energy known as Kundalini. And according to the teachings associated with this awakening does not happen all at once. It unfolds through profound stages, each one reshaping the mind, the heart, and the soul. Tonight, we are going to explore the 7 stages of Kundalini awakening. The subtle milestones that mark the journey from ordinary awareness to spiritual illumination. But before we begin, if you are someone who seeks deeper spiritual understanding, if you feel drawn toward inner transformation and higher consciousness, then this channel was created for souls like you. So take a moment to subscribe to Inner Divine, join this growing spiritual community, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss these life-changing insights. Also, as you listen, share in the comments. I am ready for awakening. Your intention matters more than you think. When many people declare it together, the energy becomes powerful. And if this message resonates with you, help spread this wisdom by liking the video and sharing it with someone who might be on the same spiritual path. Now, close your eyes for a moment, take a slow breath, and let us begin the journey. The ancient yogic tradition teaches that deep within every human being lies a coiled spiritual energy. It rests quietly at the base of the spine, waiting for the moment when a person becomes ready for deeper awareness. Most people live their entire lives without realizing that this energy even exists. They search for fulfillment in external achievements, relationships, and possessions. Yet somewhere within them, there is always a subtle feeling that something greater is possible. That quiet longing, that sense that life holds a deeper meaning, is often the first whisper of Kundalini. When the conditions of life, karma, and spiritual effort align, the dormant energy begins its ascent through the subtle channels of consciousness. This process unfolds through stages. Each stage is not simply a spiritual experience. It is a transformation of identity itself. The first stage of Kundalini awakening often begins with an inner restlessness. A person suddenly starts questioning things that once seemed normal. The routines of daily life feel strangely empty. Achievements that once felt important begin to lose their shine. There may also be a deep curiosity about spirituality, meditation, or the nature of consciousness. According to the teachings linked with this stage is not confusion, it is the soul remembering its deeper purpose. You may feel drawn toward silence. You may crave solitude. Or you may find yourself searching for answers in books, teachings, and meditation. This is the awakening of spiritual hunger. And spiritual hunger is the first step toward awakening. The second stage brings heightened awareness. During this phase, the senses become more sensitive. You begin noticing energies in people, places, and situations that you previously ignored. Crowded environments may suddenly feel overwhelming. Negative conversations may feel draining. At the same time, moments in nature may feel deeply peaceful, almost sacred. Some people also experience vivid dreams, sudden insights, or an increased sense of intuition. The mind begins to shift from purely logical thinking toward deeper inner perception. It is as if a new dimension of awareness is slowly opening. The third stage often involves emotional purification. As Kundalini energy begins moving upward, it touches areas of stored emotional memory within the body and mind. Old fears may surface. Long-forgotten memories may appear. Emotional patterns that were buried deep within the subconscious begin to rise to the surface. This stage can feel intense. But it is not a sign of something going wrong. It is a process of cleansing. The awakened energy is illuminating the hidden corners of the psyche so that healing can occur. During this stage, practices such as meditation, prayer, and self-reflection become extremely important. They help the mind remain steady while the inner transformation unfolds. The fourth stage is where many people begin to feel profound inner shifts. There may be moments of deep peace that arise for no external reason. You may feel a subtle vibration or energy moving along the spine during meditation. Some people experience spontaneous feelings of compassion toward others. Judgment begins to soften. Forgiveness becomes easier. The heart begins opening. According to spiritual teachings, this stage marks the movement of Kundalini energy toward the center of love and empathy within human consciousness. Life begins to feel less like a struggle and more like a journey guided by an unseen intelligence. The fifth stage is the awakening of intuitive wisdom. At this point, many seekers begin experiencing moments where answers arise from within rather than from external sources. You may suddenly understand complex life situations with clarity. Decisions that once caused confusion begin to feel obvious. The mind becomes quieter, yet awareness becomes sharper. Some people describe this stage as living with an inner guide, a silent presence that seems to gently direct thoughts and actions. This is the emergence of higher intuition. The sixth stage brings a deep sense of unity. During this phase, the boundaries that normally separate self and world begin to dissolve. Moments may arise where you feel deeply connected with everything around you, the sky, the wind, the people you meet, even strangers passing by. The idea that life is divided into separate individuals begins to feel less real. Instead, there is a growing sense that all consciousness is part of a single vast presence. Spiritual traditions describe this as the awakening of universal awareness. The seeker no longer feels alone. Finally comes the seventh stage, often described as illumination. In this stage, Kundalini energy reaches its highest point of expression within human consciousness. The mind becomes deeply calm. Fear loses its grip. Life is no longer experienced as a constant struggle for control. Instead, there is trust, a deep knowing that existence itself is guided by a higher intelligence. People who reach this stage often radiate peace that others can feel. Their presence becomes uplifting. Their words carry wisdom even when they speak very little. But it is important to understand something. Illumination is not the end of the journey. It is the beginning of living with awakened awareness. The teachings associated with emphasize that Kundalini awakening is not something to chase through force or impatience. True awakening unfolds naturally when the mind becomes calm, the heart becomes pure, and the soul becomes ready. Meditation, selfless action, devotion, and inner discipline gradually prepare the body and mind for this transformation. Trying to rush the process can create imbalance. But allowing it to unfold with patience creates harmony. The journey of awakening is not about gaining power. It is about remembering who you truly are. If you've listened this far, there's a good chance that something in this message resonated with you. Perhaps you have already felt some of these stages in your own life. Perhaps the journey has already begun, quietly, gently, beneath the surface of your daily routine. If that is the case, you are not alone. Across the world, more and more people are beginning to awaken to their deeper spiritual nature. And every awakening soul adds light to the collective consciousness of humanity. Before you leave, share something in the comments. Which stage do you feel you are currently experiencing? Your experience might help someone else recognize their own journey. And if this exploration of Kundalini awakening brought you clarity or inspiration, take a moment to subscribe to Inner Divine and become part of this growing community of seekers. More profound spiritual insights are waiting for you here. Until the next video. Stay aware. Stay peaceful. And remember, the divine power you seek has always been quietly waiting within you.